You've probably used caches thousands of times. Today, we're going to build one. Specifically, one that always evicts the least recently used item in O of one time. This is a classic Leetcode medium design LRUCache problem 146. We need to design a least recently used or LRU cache with a fixed capacity. Our cache needs to handle two operations. Get takes a key and returns its value if it exists, or -1 otherwise. And put takes a key and a value, adding or updating that pair in the cache. If this push takes us over capacity, we evict the least recently used key. And critically, both operations need to run in O of 1 average time. For example, let's create a cache with capacity 2. We call put with key 1 value 1, then put with key 2 value 2. Both slots are now full, with 2 being the most recently touched. We'll follow a quick convention here. Least recently used sits on the left, most recently used on the right. Calling getOnKey1 returns 1. And importantly, this access also makes 1 the most recently used, bumping it to the right. Now put with key 3, value 3 needs a slot, so it evicts the least recently used entry, which is 2 on the left. Calling getOnKey2 now returns -1. Finally, put key 4, value 4. Same story. Key 1 is now the oldest, so it gets dropped to make room for 4. Calling getOnKey1 returns -1 now, but getting 3 and 4 return their values right back. So every time you touch a key, whether through get or put, it jumps to the front of the line. And every insertion past capacity evicts whatever's fallen furthest behind. Now let's jump into the solution space and build the system that slides things around in O of 1 time. To pull this off, we need two things at once: instant lookup by key and instant reordering based on recency. Since we want get and put in strictly O of 1 time, a hash map is the obvious starting point. If we add keys 1, 2 and 3 with their values, each put takes O of 1 time. So does getCall. But there's a glaring problem. A hash map has no concept of order or recency. It has no idea which of these keys we touch last. So how do we keep order? Let's try an array. Arrays are great for maintaining a sequence. But if we touch an item in the middle and need to move it to the most recent end, we have to shift every single element over. That's O of n time. Arrays are out. But a linked list is a much better fit. Moving a node from the middle to the end is just snapping a couple of pointers. Instant O of 1 time. But a standard singly linked list won't cut it. To pluck a node out of the middle, we need to connect the node before it to the node after it. But a singly linked list can't look backwards. We'd have to walk from the very beginning just to find that previous node. And that ruins our O of 1 time. The fix? A doubly linked list. Every node knows who is directly in front of it and who is directly behind it. We can pluck a node out of thin air and stitch the gap closed in constant time. A linked list alone gives us O of 1 reordering, but only if we already have a direct reference to the node. Blindly searching 1 is still O of n. So what if we combine them? A hash map from key to a node object where that same node lives inside a doubly linked list ordered by recency. The map hands us the exact node instantly. The list lets us unlink and relink it in O of 1, since every node already knows its neighbors. And we won't just store the value in each node, we'll store the key too. We'll see why shortly. This linked list has two ends, head and tail, marking our boundaries. Least recently used and most recently used. But with linked list, we always have to handle edge cases. What happens when the list is empty? Inserting a node without a fixed anchor point means messy null checks everywhere. To avoid that, We use two dummy sentinel nodes for these ends that never hold real data. The node immediately after head is always the least recently used and the one we evict first. The node immediately before tail is always the most recently used. Alongside this list, we keep a hash map from key to the actual node holding that key's value. Initially, before any keys exist, the list is empty. Head connects directly to tail, nothing in between. We already walked through inserting keys 1, 2 and 3 a moment ago, so let's fast forward past those and pick back up with the list already populated. Now, let's see how get works. On get of key, if the key isn't in the map, like 5 here, which was never inserted, we return -1 immediately. No unlinking, no pointer work, the list doesn't move at all. But if the key exists, like 1 here, it's a different story. We grab node 1's reference straight from the hash map, unlink it from wherever it currently sits, and reinsert it back at the tail, since that's our MRU end. How do we unlink it? Simple. We point node 1's neighbors directly at each other. They skip right over it, and node 1 lifts free of the chain. Then we offer it back in at the tail. We grab whatever node is currently sitting right before tail, that's node 3, and point its next at node 1, while node 1's previous points back at node 3. Then we connect node 1's next to tail and tail's previous back to node 1. And just like that, node 1 is our current MRU. Next we put 4, 4. On put, if the key already exists, we delete its old node first, though key 4 happens to be brand new here, so we skip that step. Either way, we create a fresh node with the new value and offer it at the tail again, the same way we connected node 1 during the get call. Now if we were under capacity 3, we would have been done with the put call. But here, the map size 4 exceeds our capacity of 3. So it's time to evict the least recently used entry, node 2, sitting right at the head. We pop it off the head, same unlinking move as before, just from the front of the list this time. And here's exactly where that key in the node trick pays off. Without storing the key inside the node, we'd have no way to know which entry to delete from the map. That's exactly why we store the key alongside the value. No memory leaks. And that's the whole pattern. Every get and put from here on plays by these same two rules. Time complexity O of 1 average for both get and put. A HashMap lookup plus a constant number of pointer relinks. Space complexity O of capacity, since the HashMap and the linked list together never hold more than capacity entries. Now let's go through the code with Java on the left and Python on the right. We define a small node class holding a key, a value, and previous and next pointers. The LRUCache itself keeps three things: the capacity, a hash map from key to node, and two sentinel nodes, head and tail, wired together at construction time, so the list starts out empty but always has valid boundaries. For get, if the key isn't in the map, we return -1 immediately. Otherwise, we fetch the node, remove node from list from its current spot, and offer it a tail to mark it as most recently used. Then return its value. We'll see these utility or helper functions shortly. For put, if the key already exists, we remove its old node first. We are about to replace it. We create a new node, store it in the map, and offer it at tail. Then we check whether the map size has exceeded capacity. If it has, we poll at head, which hands back the least recently used node and remove its key from the map too. One design choice worth flagging. On an existing key, we delete the old node and allocate a brand new one rather than mutating the existing node's value in place. That keeps the code simple and avoids any risk of a stale reference hanging around. but it means a fresh object every single time you put a key that's already cached. If put is getting hammered on the same hotkeys, you can skip the allocation entirely by just updating the node in place and moving it. Same O of 1 guarantee, one less object for the garbage collector to clean up. Now the real magic is in 3 small helpers, and they're all just pointer arithmetic. First, remove node from list. Every node already knows its neighbor before it and its neighbor after it. To pluck a node out, we just point those 2 neighbors directly at each other, skipping right over the node in the middle. The node before it now points forward to the node after it, and the node after it now points backward to the node before it. That node is still sitting there in memory, it just has no one pointing to it anymore. So as far as our list is concerned, it's gone. Next, offer a tail. This is the mirror operation, slotting a node in as our new most recently used item. We grab whatever node is currently sitting right before tail, that's our current most recently used node, and we slot the new node in right between it and tail. 4 pointers get updated. The old last node now points forward to our new node. Our new node points backward to the old last node and forward to tail, and tail points backward to our new node. That new node is now the last real entry before the tail sentinel, which makes it our most recently used. And finally, poll at head. This one's just a shortcut. Grab the node sitting right after head, that's always our least recently used entry. Unlink it using that same remove node from list we just saw, and hand it back so put can pull its key out of the map too. That's what keeps eviction down to 2 clean lines, instead of repeating the same pointer math in line every time. Quick bonus. In Java, you can pull this off in about 5 lines using LinkedHashMap. Check out the short link below. Full deep dive coming soon. Python doesn't have quite as clean a version, but ordered dict gets you something similar. That's how we design an LRU cache. If this video helped, please subscribe and keep this channel at the MRU end. Want to design another cache? Try LFU cache. It's a notoriously hard problem. One we'll cover some other day. Peace.